right, so I don't have anything else for housekeeping, so we can get right into it. Who wants to do scenes from last week?
Not me.
I do not. My brain is in too many different timelines of our story. I don't actually know where we're at.
Okay.
I lost my notes, but I can attempt it.
I can do a pared down version.
I can do it if
Yeah, that's what the deal.
Okay, I don't want to get too far afield here if nobody else wants to. Okay, so I had a few things, not very much because last week we're not going to call it a filler episode. We're going to call it a short setup. So the first thing that you guys did was you made a lot of cups. We spent about 30 minutes determining how to make the cups for this bar. Didn't quite get them all branded in time, and I'm not sure that they all got made, actually, but you did make a good amount of cups. I'm not sure how many you have anymore, because I think you were giving them away, but you did it right this time. You had the kids go grab their friends who you wanted to make staff for the big day, the triplet elves, and their sham player friend, who you offered to pay with tips and to pay with a hot meal and something else. I don't remember, but it wasn't very much. You interviewed and hired them both, then you slept through the night. That was the first 2 hours of the last episode.
A lot of strategizing.
It was. I was like, at what point is the bar going to open?
I
figured the bar opened
the first 2 hours.
The bar opened with 30 minutes.
To be fair,
left in the
you
session.
definitely did.
Yeah, so you slept through the night, real quick long rest, and then Bodhin took Swidley and Jinx to the parade, Salun Salashas, or whatever that is. You saw the City Watch, Captain Zord, and the Sea Maiden's Fair. You saw Xanathar's mechanical beholder. And while there, you funneled a lot of people to the bar. You were as charismatic as you have ever been in your life. While at the bar, the load on the plumbing was too great, and Cock and Ursus ran around trying to fix it. They eventually did, applied a little Band-Aid to it, and then while that was happening, you found shit-covered bags on the porch, which Bodhin stamped out and made shit fly everywhere. Rainier went ahead and prestidigitized them, but that's still something that had to happen. And last, at the very end of the episode, the foundations of the bar were rocked by an explosion just south of the bar. And that's where we ended. So we are going to start there tonight. Wrong. We're actually starting in jail tonight.
Nice. Yes, I was hoping we were going to get an update from jail.
Starting in jail, where Boddynock has almost served the full day. Yeah, okay. So it's fine. All right, Body. So you find yourself in the Waterdeep City Jail. You were taken there by the City Watch after you tried to steal from Victorio Castellanter and failed. The City Watch threw you in a cell, said you're going to have to sleep it off and we'll come back for you in a day maybe. And you've been sitting there for a while. You see a couple things outside of your cell, and you've been here for a few hours, and you notice that on the hour, every hour, they send one of the guards around on patrol. Are you doing anything in this cell at the moment? Are you just kind of hanging out, push-ups? You don't have access to any of your gear or anything like that.
Right, yeah, I was going to say, I have to imagine they've taken everything away from me. That's, yeah standard. I think I'm just kind of like checking out my surroundings, looking at the cell, trying to become familiar with it, see like not necessarily trying to break out, but like if I needed to or I wanted to, trying to assess where that opportunity would best be.
Okay, so around you, you can see a young half-orc that's asleep in the cell, catty corner to you, and across from you, you can see a cloaked figure just kind of lounging on a cot. In your cell, you can
Oops.
basically see the standard. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
We'll just put you guys over here. You guys can see the same thing, but that's fine. So in your cell, you see your three friends. They're all stacked on top of each other, and they can't move. Of course.
I imagine I'm
just kidding.
hallucinating.
Yeah. So you have two cots in there. You are just kind of like laying on one, just kind of looking around. But the cots are kind of up to your chest because you're a pretty small guy. It looks like a pretty standard fare of a jail. You've seen them before. You've been in them before. Iron bars, stone walls, kind of a mildewy stone floor.
Okay. So my interest is on that hooded figure. I want to communicate with him, but the half orc is asleep, so I'm just going to leave that alone. Are there any like small pebbles on the ground? Like I could kind of like toss one over to get someone's attention without necessarily talking yet?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. Yeah, so you're actually, as you look around, you're actually able to find a little cracked tile that is around you. And you can use those as kind of like pebbles to throw if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna toss a piece over there. Really what I'm trying to do is like kind of avoid the notice of the guards as much as possible, but I kind of just want to get that person's attention and maybe, see if they're awake, if they're lucid, if they're alive.
So when the pebble hits the floor, the cloaked figure kind of rolls around and looks out at you, and you hear from the dark, "So what are you in for?"
So I kind of whisper over to him and I'm like, my ambition was a little bit larger than my ability this time. What about you?
I guess you could say kind of the same. I don't usually get caught, but I pretty much always break out of these places when I do. You want to break out of here with me?
I'm interested, yeah. So as I say I'm interested, and then I want to pause for a second and just kind of listen to see if I can hear any guards coming around.
Okay, so you can pretty regularly tell when they're going to come around.
So it's okay. So it's like it's pre-scheduled. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So you imagine you're kind of free to talk for a half hour or so.
Okay. 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 So yeah, I'm interested, but I'm also trying to protect the outward image I'm portraying, if that makes sense.
It actually makes way more sense than you would know.
So what do you have in mind?
So it's kind of like I'm breaking out, but you're not. That's kind of my thought, is that I heard him say you're only in here for a day, and that's only a few more hours away. So when they come to get you, do you think you can pick the keys and slip them to me while the guards are leaving out?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Hell, if that doesn't work, you could just bring them close to the bars and I'll take care of it from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we could definitely make that work. I like where your head's at.
And this voice from the dark starts speaking to you just about trees and the sun and everything like that, about the mildew on the tiles. It's taken quite a while for her to say what this voice is saying. And of course, you recognize it as thieves' cant. So
Of
you
course.
guys are speaking, discussing this breakout plan in thieves' cant. So you think you've got it pretty well ironed out, and the figure kind of just sits back, and this figure says, "So I guess we're just gonna wait then, huh?"
I guess so.
So why don't you tell me about your homeland? What do you do to pass the time? I haven't met many deep gnomes.
You want to know about my homeland or what I do to pass the time?
Either's fine with me.
Oh, my homeland's beautiful. It's dark. It's dank. It's wet. Everything that you could
So it's a lot
possibly
like
want.
here.
In a manner of speaking, yes, but much larger, much more robust. Imagine the largest city you've ever seen. Deep, deep underground. Carved into the earth.
Seems like there'd be a lot of shadows there. Pretty easy to stick to the shadows and steal.
People like me, my race, we naturally learn the abilities that most thieves prize.
Yeah, I only know one of you. He runs a purple shop named Jablob.
Oh yeah.
I fence out a lot of my stuff with him, actually.
I know Jablob, yeah. One of my most prized possessions came from him. I would show it to you if I still had it.
Yeah, you wouldn't still have your
My monocle.
Yeah. And the voice says, "That's okay. You know, we can steal it back when you spring me. You know."
Oh, I fully expect them to return it to me. If they don't, I will regain it by my own means.
So what's your next big score?
Honestly, I don't have one. Kind of running a few things. I actually have a legitimate business in the works that I hope is this very moment succeeding. But I'm always keeping my ears open for options. Do you have any ideas or any work that needs to be done?
Oh no, you don't. You're not gonna take any of my jobs.
No,
No.
I'm just to be frank, I'm new to the city. As you know, I came from the underdark. Haven't been in Waterdeep long, but always kind of looking out for like-minded individuals, groups that could help each other out, if you know what I'm saying.
You know, all I really do is steal from the nobles.
That's funny. That's exactly what got me in here.
I like to take them down a peg. Oh yeah, who'd you try to steal from?
I tried to steal from a Castellanter.
You tried to steal from Victoro?
Yeah, that's the one. I succeeded. Well, I won't say succeeded. Made it away the first time. Second time, I think maybe I'd had a bit too much to drink and thought it was someone else.
She laughs at that, and you can hear that. She has kind of a nice melodious laugh. I've let it slip about 10 times now. It's a woman. You can hear a sultry tone coming from her voice. She says, "Victor, that old fuck, he deserves to get some shit stolen from him. I'd love to take him for what he's worth."
Well, I won't say that I'm not going to try again now that he's gotten me locked in jail for a day. Although, to be fair, I feel like my sentence should have been much longer, so I'm not sure who I have to thank for that.
Well, if you ever want to steal from Victor, you can give me a call. You can call me the Viper.
The Viper.
And that name rings a bell for you. You know that the Black Viper is kind of an arch thief in Waterdeep. Nobody really knows who the Black Viper is, and the Black Viper is not really affiliated with anyone. But it's kind of like Black Viper's kind of like a pretty well-known cat burglar that only steals from the rich. The nobles are very upset with the cat burglar called the Black Viper. Okay. She says, "Yeah, you can call me the Viper. Where do you say this business is? That your legitimate business?"
Are you familiar with Troll Skull Alley?
Well, I've been there a time or two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not the busiest place. It's not the most well-known place, but trying to open a bar there. Honestly, we came by it. A couple of, we'll call them acquaintances of mine, in a business dealing.
Yeah, you steal it?
No, actually, this was a legitimate gain. This was payment for services rendered.
Oh, wow. Got it in cards or something. I like that.
Sure, yeah, you could say cards, yeah.
Yeah, I go down there occasionally. I might stop in. I do some work for Vincent Trench down on Troll School occasionally. I mean, he does some work for me as well. But yeah, and as she's speaking, the guard comes up.
Okay.
Says, "All right, little gnome, it's time to let you go. I don't know why we don't just kill you, but Victorio said to let you go. So you must have some good gods looking out for you." And he unlocks the bars that you're behind, and he opens it up and gives you a little bit of a wave to move on.
Okay. So I'm going to use my mage hand invisibly to pick those keys.
Okay. You're just going to like walk by him and use them, or how are you going to do that?
So I should be able to control it. Yeah, so just have my mage hand pull the keys off of his belt once I've been like let out.
Okay, so
and then
yeah, so go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check.
Mm-hmm.
See how dexterous this mage hand is.
You have got to be kidding me.
So
wow.
So when
a +7.
When your mage hand pulls these keys out, He turns around and he's like, "What the fuck?" Because he sees his keys floating in midair. He reaches and grabs them out of the air.
Damn.
And after he reaches and grabs them out of the air, he turns and he looks at you. And he says, Are you a magic user?
I'm gonna use Charm Person on him.
Charm Person. All right. That's is that Wiz?
Yes, 13.
Wiz 13. All right. That's a fail. Yeah. So he.
There's basically two ways I was gonna take that. It was either gonna be you try and use magic to get him, or like try and stumble, and I went with magic and it failed.
Yeah. So he just kind of looks at you and he's like, "Oh, hey, let's get you out of here, buddy. How did you even get in here? It's good to see you again, though."
Yeah, thanks. You know, I think it was just an issue where I was actually just kind of inspecting the cells, make sure everything was in order, and I got accidentally locked in. If you could help me out, my partner is over there locked in that cell. Same thing happened to them. It's crazy. We should really have these doors looked at.
Yeah. You know what? Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage. Oh, yeah. You know
That'll
what?
work.
I've been thinking that these doors needed some looking at. I the Black Viper though. You're friends with the Black Viper. I don't think we're supposed to look. You know what? You know what, buddy? For you, let's get this done, okay?
Yeah,
and-
they're you know, I get what you're saying. They're a consultant. We're actually using them as a consultant to make sure that the jail is more secure.
Oh, you're like pen testers. I see. Okay. And he goes and he unlocks the door, and the Black Viper immediately smashes him in the face as soon as she can. So let's see. Big 3. Okay, so what's he got? All right, so he stumbles. Oh wait, no, I didn't do that right. What's her? Yeah, so that's a 3. So he stumbles, and he just kind of stands back up, and he says, "What the fuck? How did you get out? And did you do this?" He looks at you. He gets a little whistle out. It looks like he's about to blow it.
Okay.
It's gone sideways.
I'm just gonna bolt.
You're just gonna run? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So as you, yeah, go ahead. You got, 25 feet?
Yeah. So I can only see shadows, so I can move out of my cage here. No, I cannot.
Yeah, sorry. There you go. Now you're out of the cage.
Okay. So I'm gonna run to make it around a corner. So I have 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then I'm gonna immediately disguise self and turn myself into a guard.
Okay, but like a really, really short guard, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot there for a minute that I'm way shorter than everyone else.
Aren't you a bit short for a stormtrooper?
Yeah. So you
Let's say I'll turn myself into a kid.
into a
Just
kid.
child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
All right.
the exact same image that I turned myself into when I was on the docks trying to. So that was, I think that was.
Jinx.
It was Jinx. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it was Jinx.
Yeah. So, so you run around that corner. You see some people in cells. They look like they're sleeping. You hear from behind you a scuffle. You don't hear any whistle at this point. So you got another turn.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try and assess. I've never been here, don't really know where I'm going, but does it seem like if I continue down this hallway, that will lead me out?
So you can go down the hallway. You can see
Okay.
what you can see what you see.
Let's do that. Oh, okay. So I see that one. I'm gonna go that way.
Yeah. Okay.
It won't let me cleanly do it, but I'm going that way. So
There.
that's
There
15,
we go.
20, 25. Yeah.
And this guard looks up and he sees a little kid, and he says, "What the hell is going on? How? Who are you? How'd you get in here?"
So I'm gonna try and I'm just gonna try and talk in a higher pitched voice. Somebody will be like, "Can you help me, my daddy? I was looking for my dad."
And as you speak, from the cells, you kind of hear like a like a half whistle, and then a big thud. This guy's, what the fuck is going on over there? This is routine prisoner transfer, and he starts going this way. He does not seem to care about you anymore.
All right.
So-
I am
so,
going
like,
to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Right now, you can probably tell that this is the way out.
Okay. So then I'm going to use my full movement to make it over there. Well, it won't make it over there, but all of my movement I can.
All right, so you see this guard disappear around the corner, and you can make it out by this time if you want to.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you make it out of the jail. You find your stuff on the way out. It was just sitting there on the table, ready for the prisoner release. And you have made it out of jail. As soon as you step your foot onto the street outside the jail, you see a hire coach skid up beside you, and the door flies open, and looking out that you, Petey, your
My
friend,
man.
the hire coach driver, says, "Hey there, buddy, heard you in jail."
Petey, thank God you're here. Man, could I use a ride home?
Yeah, you want to go to the bar?
I want to go to the bar.
All right, I think they're having a pretty good day so far. I basically wasn't able to get out of there to come get you. And so he takes you just specifically, down the street towards Troll School Manor.